Meghan Markle thinks her latest venture is going to make her a billionaire, and yet she feels guilty about having money. I mean, honestly, this is really getting tiresome.
Lemonada's ad partner is Gretchen Rubin Media.
There's embarrassment, and then there's being publicly shut down by one of the most powerful nations in the world, without even realizing you were never welcome in the first place. That's exactly what just happened to Meghan Markle, who set her sights on the glamorous Miss World 2025 finale in Hyderabad, India, only to be met with a brutal reality check. No invitation, no visa, and no red carpet. It was supposed to be another media moment. Meghan had it all lined up. Sources say her PR team had already prepared press releases. Her stylist had picked out outfits. Her team even started leaking stories to media outlets, confidently hinting at her attendance. But behind the scenes, something far more embarrassing was unfolding. Not only had the Miss World Committee never confirmed her appearance, they never even invited her. And to make things worse, Indian immigration authorities rejected her visa outright, not because of a paperwork issue, not because of scheduling conflicts, but because quite simply she had no business being there. This wasn't just a private rejection, it became a global headline. In an official statement, the Miss World organizers clarified, Meghan Markle was never extended a formal invitation. She had no reserved seat, no role planned, no recognition from the committee. It was a flat, unambiguous no, and the world noticed. So how did Meghan get it so wrong? Critics say this is classic Meghan. Over the years, she's carefully curated a brand of status, celebrity, and influence, often relying on the suggestion of importance rather than actual relevance. From claiming awards she didn't win to teasing appearances she never makes, her PR strategy often walks a tightrope between aspiration and fabrication. And this time, the rope snapped. Meghan still, chasing the echo of her royal title, seemed to assume that global recognition was her right. But India didn't play along. In fact, the country pushed back harder than anyone expected. Social media erupted with hashtags like "No, not invited Meghan" and "India says no." Users around the world mocked the audacity of assuming entry into one of the planet's most prestigious cultural events without an invitation. One viral comment from an Indian journalist summed it up perfectly. If Meghan Markle wants a role at Miss World, she should apply like the rest of us, with merit, not entitlement. That single line captured the entire debacle. It wasn't about security, logistics, or diplomacy. It was about respect. And Meghan, once again, misread the room. The embarrassment goes even deeper. Reports suggest Meghan's team had started, leaking her attendance to the press weeks before the event, presenting it as fact. This tactic, controlling the narrative before confirming reality, has worked in the past, but not this time. India, with its strict immigration controls and deeply rooted cultural values, refused to let speculation become reality. They didn't just deny her presence, they exposed the illusion. But the public rejection wasn't just a personal setback. It triggered a much larger conversation about Meghan's ongoing relevance in the post-royal world. Since leaving the monarchy, her attempts to stay in the spotlight have been plagued by failed ventures and controversies. A failed Spotify deal, accusations of bullying, media lawsuits, and now this. The public has grown weary. Instead of admiration, she now draws eye rolls, memes, and mounting criticism. Even her most loyal supporters found it hard to defend this. 1. The facts were too stark. Meghan Markle had presumed she could attach herself to a global event without invitation or official role. She had expected the royal treatment in a country that doesn't hand out favors for fame. But India isn't. Hollywood. And it certainly isn't Buckingham Palace. This isn't the first time Meghan's PR machinery has tried to inflate her significance. From promoting products that never launched to planning lifestyle brands that fizzle out after the trademark stage, her strategy has become increasingly transparent. It's always about the next narrative, the next platform, the next appearance, but this time there was no seat at the table and the optics were catastrophic. What's more telling is the timing. While Meghan struggles to cling to the headlines, the British royal family continues to surge in global popularity. Prince William and Princess Catherine are representing a modern monarchy with substance and grace, gaining admiration from countries that once questioned their relevance. Meanwhile, Meghan's name has become shorthand for clickbait, drama, and divisiveness. And let's be clear, Miss World isn't just a beauty pageant. It's a platform that celebrates philanthropy, service, and genuine empowerment. Contestants. are honored not for who they know, but for what they do. That's why Meghan's attempt to position herself at the center of it was seen not only as opportunistic, but insulting, especially to women who earned their place through years of dedication. When news broke of her visa denial, public reaction was swift and sharp. From Indian students to journalists to pageant fans, the message was loud: India doesn't bow to celebrity clout. And they certainly don't grant entry to events based on unearned entitlement. Behind the scenes, insiders claim Meghan was furious. She allegedly lashed out at her team, stunned that her name didn't open doors. But the reaction only confirmed what critics have long suspected, that she's trapped in a reality where perception has overtaken truth. India's denial wasn't about animosity, it was about accountability. Meghan didn't just skip the process, she tried to rewrite it. And the world responded by reminding her that influence isn't guaranteed by name alone. This whole scandal has exposed a deeper issue: Meghan's ongoing inability to read the cultural room. Whether it's launching tone-deaf products like luxury jam during a global recession or assuming royal-level treatment in sovereign nations, she continues to misstep. And now, even neutral countries are signaling they've had enough. Observers around the globe have started calling this the global reality check Meghan desperately needed. The illusion of universal access has been shattered, and in its place, a harsh truth: fame isn't a passport, titles aren't tickets, and the world owes you nothing. There's also a growing sense that Meghan's strategy of staying relevant through manufactured drama is starting to collapse under its own weight. Audiences are no longer intrigued, they're exhausted. From Netflix to podcasting to public appearances, her name now draws skepticism, not excitement. The Miss World episode isn't just another tabloid headline. It's a turning point, a symbol of what happens when branding overtakes authenticity, and the consequences are becoming unavoidable. Once Meghan was seen as a trailblazer, now she's being treated as a cautionary tale. The harsh irony is that while Meghan pushed herself into a global spotlight she was never invited into, the event went on without her, flawlessly. Miss World 2025 was a celebration of real stories, real impact, and real women. And her absence didn't just go unnoticed. It was a relief. It's becoming clear that Meghan Markle's battle for attention is reaching a breaking point. The more she pushes her narrative, the more the world pushes back. And unlike the curated headlines or friendly interviews, this story had no script to control. It played out in real time for the entire world to witness. Perhaps for the first time, Meghan is facing the reality of what happens when image fails, and substance is demanded instead. As the cameras flash in Hyderabad and the true guests of honor take their place, one thing is painfully clear: Meghan Markle will not be among them. Not because she was banned, but because she was never invited. And that says everything. If this story surprised you, just wait. There's more unfolding behind the scenes every single week. Meghan's not the only one making headlines for all the wrong reasons. So, if you want the full picture, raw, unfiltered, and beyond the PR, spin, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We break down the truth behind the headlines, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.